Hey there, Bill Ballo again. So you may be wondering what all this stuff is from the virtual reality medic. So that's sort of my alter ego, so to speak. Feel free to search me out on those channels as well. But most of my stuff is going to just be under my regular name. It's going to be William Ballo or William Turner Ballo, which is my middle name. So the first question that I usually get asked is like, where did you start? Like, how did this all happen? So I actually had not been in virtual reality since like 1995 at the mall. So I really didn't even think about this. And I was just looking for different ways to engage my students in my classes. I don't really like PowerPoint. I never really have liked PowerPoint. And so I was looking for something that was a good alternative that, other than just using like plastic models underneath doc cams so my students could see them, right? I just felt like there was a better way to do that. And so back in 2019, my current supervisor, Carly Brady, had actually introduced me to a program called Acadicus. Most of you know that obviously I work for Madison College, but I also do some part-time freelance work for Acadicus as well. So, but that didn't start out that way. I found the program and I went down and I met with the CEO and founder of Acadicus, John Bruchot. And, he started to learn a little bit about me, what I did, what I was doing. I was a paramedic instructor at the time. I wasn't necessarily into virtual reality. I get a lot of people be like, I'm not a gamer. Neither am I. I actually am not really a gamer at all, but I like to leverage stuff for my classes. And so what I did was, I looked at what they had to offer, and John had a heart for me that was cut in half, that was beating, and you'll see it in some of my other videos, and it was great. I was like, this is amazing. I'll take this right now. Let's do it. And within a couple of months, I was already teaching utilizing that asset, that heart in my lecture. My students loved it. They absolutely loved it. They were just really jazzed about it, really excited about it. And so I was like, well, this is going to keep going. And that was sort of the start. It was pretty organic and I would say almost non-intentional that I started utilizing virtual reality in education. How did I feel initially? Oh, a little apprehensive because there was a lot of stuff that I had to think about and then a lot of planning that had to go into it when I did those first ones. Now when I do videos, it's actually pretty easy. I do a lot of it off the cuff, but I really had to put a lot of planning into it initially. But honestly, it fit in so well because I already knew the content. I knew how to teach cardiology. I just needed to know how to use this new asset. And that was it. I didn't have to learn a whole new style of teaching. I could teach the way I wanted to teach and then just learn how to use this new asset in order to leverage it and for my advantage. So, well, that's kind of the first, and that's pretty much the origin story there. So a little more to come.